Good morning, everyone. Happy Sunday. I am so glad that you are joining me this morning. Before we talk about today's worship service, let's sing a quick song to welcome everyone that has joined us. Hello, everybody. How do you do? How do you do? How do you do? Hello, everybody. How do you do? God loves you today. Thank you for singing with me. Today is the second Sunday of Advent. Do you remember what the blue means? That's right. It means that this is the season of Advent. It's the season in the church where we look ahead to Christmas, where we remember Jesus' birth. Each week in Advent, we will light an Advent candle. This week, we will focus on peace. If you have an electric candle, or you have an adult's help or permission to light a real candle, light your own candle at home too. We will hear 3 readings today. Our first reading is from the book of Psalms. We will hear, God will speak peace to the people. Our second reading is from the book of Isaiah, a prophet. This reading is filled with comfort. We will hear about a voice that will cry out in the wilderness, and we will hear, the grass withers, the flowers fade, but the word of our God will stand forever. In our third reading, from the Gospel of Mark, we will actually hear a reference to the second reading from Isaiah. We will hear also about John the Baptist. John the Baptist taught in the wilderness and baptized people and was also Jesus' cousin. In today's readings, we hear a lot about messengers, speaking about peace, God's love, and the peace that comes with Jesus. For our story today, we will read about a small star who finds peace by being herself. Are you ready? The Tiny Star by Arthur Ginolfi, illustrated by Pat Schories. A very long time ago, there was a tiny star named Starlet. She was so small, she could hardly be seen. All the other stars were much bigger and brighter than Starlet. At night, when people looked up at the sky, they saw all the big, bright stars, but they didn't notice Starlet. One night, Starlet asked the other stars if there was some way she could twinkle and sparkle like them. But the stars just laughed. Ha ha ha! It said, "Oh no, Starlet, you are far too small." Starlet felt very sad, and she began to cry. "No one ever sees me," she said. "I wish I were bigger." Later that night, the wise old moon saw Starlet. "Why are you so sad?" he asked. "Because," Starlet said, "I try to twinkle and sparkle, but I am the smallest star in the sky, and no one ever sees me." "Don't be sad," said the old moon gently. "How big or small you are is not important. I see you. Just be you." And he went on his way. Many years passed. Night after night, Starlet shone, but no one ever saw her. Then one night, something very strange happened. Starlet began to fall from the sky. Down, down, down she fell. Starlet landed gently on the roof of a stable. Everything was dark and quiet. The only sounds she heard were those of the animals. Starlet felt very tired, but just as she began to fall asleep, she heard a baby crying. Starlet looked inside the stable and saw a tiny baby lying in a manger. "Oh," she cried, "the stable is so cold and dark. Perhaps I can shine enough to brighten it up." So Starlet moved closer to the baby. When the baby saw Starlet and felt the warmth of her gentle rays, he began to smile. The more the baby smiled, the brighter Starlet shone. The whole stable glowed. It was a miracle. As Starlet grew brighter, she began to rise. Up, up, up into the sky, higher and higher, brighter and brighter. Everyone saw the magnificent star. Starlet was now the brightest star in the sky. All the other stars looked happily at her. This was the moment she had always wished for. And on that special night, shining over the little stable in Bethlehem, Starlet was the most beautiful star the world has ever seen. The end. I love that story. Starlet didn't always appreciate who she was, and others didn't always appreciate her or see her, but she was still important. It gives me peace to remember that God loves every single one of us, that we each have light and love to share, that we can find comfort in darkness together. This Advent, I hope I will value everyone in my life, that I will recognize their light, that I will see them, and that they will see me. That we can see each other the way God sees us. To close today, I want to sing our short song from last week about God being with us. God with us, Emmanuel. Remember? And we'll add a second verse this week about a baby in a manger, Emmanuel. Are you ready? God with us, Emmanuel. God with us, Emmanuel. God with us, Emmanuel. God with us, Emmanuel. Baby in a manger, Emmanuel. Baby in a manger, Emmanuel. Baby in a manger, Emmanuel. God with us, Emmanuel. I hope you feel God with you today, and that you can see yourself the way God sees you, and be filled with peace. Have a great day. Bye.